being sent to Uruguay as refugees. The U.S. announcing the news early this morning, saying the deal had been delayed for months by security concerns. The 6 men, always suspected ties to al-Qaeda, have been locked up for 12 years. They are the first to be transferred to South America and appear to be part of the president's push to close Gitmo. Fewer than 140 prisoners are still there. 67 of those have already been cleared for release. Now,
the debate over Bo Bergdahl has brought Guantanamo back in the headlines. President Obama pledged to shut the prison down during the 2008 campaign, but 6 years later, it is still there. And ABC's chief national correspondent Byron Pitts got a rare look inside.
Justice moves slowly at Guantanamo Bay. Of the 149 who remain inside the wire, some, like alleged 9/11 architect Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, will face trial. But many others, like the 5 Taliban commanders freed in exchange for Sergeant Bo Bergdahl, were never charged.
At this point, we're standing no more than 10 feet away from the detainees. They can't see us, though. This glass we're looking through is one-sided. We can see in, but they can't see out.
Inside one camp, it's dark. We're asked to keep quiet.
They're calling for the guards, so you guys can't be seen.
We step back.
You notice when the guards went in, they wore those protective shields to protect their faces. I'm whispering because that's what's required in this space.
Shields, we're told, protect from cocktails of urine and feces that have been hurled in their directions. A few minutes later, afternoon prayer begins, and we're soon escorted out. 700 men have come through Gitmo since the beginning of the War on Terror, when these pictures of shackled and hooded men shocked the world. Some say past allegations of waterboarding and hunger strikes have turned this place into a terrorist recruiter's dream.
These men are ghosts. They're not being held for who they are. They're being held for our idea of who they are.
Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel has final sign-off on transfers, and the White House has been pressuring him to pick up the pace of transferring low-level detainees. National Security Advisor Susan Rice reportedly asking last month for updates, quote, every 2 weeks. Admiral Richard Butler is the commander of the Joint Detention Center.
How concerned should the American public be, you think, that at some point this place will close, those detainees will be released or transferred?
As a private citizen
Yes.
and a military officer, I think we need to be concerned about it.
Why?
Once we transfer them to another country, we're obviously losing control over that.
Nearly half the men here have already been cleared to leave by an independent review panel. These men, identified as everything from bodyguards to drivers, wait behind bars for Hagel's transfer order, which depends on whether there's a country that will take them, and if that country meets U.S. security requirements. The Obama envoy tasked with closing down Gitmo says the other, more dangerous detainees may need to be transferred to U.S. prisons. That would require a change in U.S. law.
So you believe at some point that some of the detainees at Guantanamo Bay will serve their time on U.S. soil?
Yes, I do.
I can hear some folks in Congress saying over my dead body.
In addition to other issues with Guantanamo, it is enormously expensive.
So as the sun sets on Gitmo, the dilemma: which of these prisoners pose a continuing threat, and where should they go? For This Week, Byron Pitts, ABC News, Guantanamo Bay.